What? We're live right now. Oh, hey, Nosy Neighbors fans. Tami took me live, as usual, before I was ready. All right. Thanks for joining us today on this beautiful day here in Idaho Falls. Thanks for joining us on Nosy Neighbors. This is Jessica Carden with Murdoch Man Marine Company, your nosy neighbor, and we are visiting a special place today. This is something that I hope helps somebody or helps someone you love. If you have ever had anyone in your family or you have ever had any struggles with addiction, this is an amazing resource that we have here in Idaho Falls. We are actually right on the river. So we have Riverside Drive, which is a one-way that goes in front of the hotels on the river. But this is right at the end, almost down to the dock. And I just forgot the location because I wasn't ready. Land Bank. So we are at 1020 Land Bank, which is right at the end. I think the radio station QP99 is right there. Anyway, this is this building that you've probably seen if you've ever come down onto the Greenbelt and seen. It is Brickhouse Recovery. So what this is a drug and alcohol intensive outpatient treatment center. And it's an amazing resource for those people who are looking for a little bit of help to get through those struggles. And it's a really, really cool place. And I'm excited to go in and talk. By the way, if you love local businesses like we do, please share this video out and like and follow. By the way, I'm going to do it really fast. So if you've got your Facebook and you're watching this right now, just take a quick second and share this video to your timeline. There may be someone that you know that would benefit from this. And I'm going to just hit right post and share it. Done and done. Awesome. And we hope that this will help you. And if you love real estate, like we do, because we are a real estate team, head over to the Murdoch Man Marine Company page and like and follow right there. We would love to help you selling or buying your home in this amazing market. We've got some great opportunities and strategies. Actually, right now, it's kind of a funny time. We've been so intense. It might be the best time to get a deal on a house right now. Call us and we'd love to help you out with that. Okay, let's go and take a look. We're going to talk today to Shayla and Tami and talking about Brickhouse Recovery. All right, let's go and take a look. You can see right here, there's the Greenbelt. Well, perfect timing, just hanging around out here.
Yeah.
Like what are they? What were those called back in the Star Search day? The models? What were they called? Spokesmodels? I don't know. Anyway, that means I'm old. Okay, so how are you guys?
So great. Thanks for coming, Lisa.
Can we ask some questions about
please
Brickhouse? So tell us who you guys are.
Okay, so we are an adult intensive outpatient substance use disorder treatment center. That's a lot of big words.
That's a lot of big
Yeah.
words.
So what that means is we work with anybody 18 and up who struggles with any sort of an addiction to drugs or alcohol. They come to us for intensive outpatient treatment, spend the day here with us in our facility. We do a variety of groups where we're teaching them coping skills, relapse prevention, how to kind of dig into the underlying issues that might be related to the addiction. We're looking at co-occurring disorders, depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, those sorts of things that kind of go hand in hand with addiction.
Yeah. So who is eligible to come here? Is this all court-ordered stuff? Is this someone who's just struggling reach out and do this? How does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that we talk about being different about Brickhouse Recovery is that we are a private agency. So we work with people who have just discovered, hey, I have a problem. Maybe my wife saying, hey, this is not working. You need to go get some help. Some people are maybe court ordered or maybe in the legal system where a probation officer or somebody else says, hey, you need to get some help. Mm-hmm. But everybody can access our services on their own. We have a website and a phone number where they can get on and they would reach one of our intake coordinators like Tami, who would talk to them about the program, what it looks like, what we offer. We accept private insurance, we accept Medicaid, and so there's a variety of ways to access services.
So in that, if we think about if someone decides they need to have that kind of, I'm going to look this way, sorry about that, decide that this is a service, how do they begin? Where does it start? Where do they get information? Do they call in? Do they walk in? Where does it all begin?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, we definitely have had some people walk in, you know, for sure. But however, our phone number will reach one of us in our admissions department, and we just walk them through the admissions process. There's an initial screening. We run their insurance for benefits so that they know what that benefit is for substance use, and what that looks like. And
what
and
if they don't
that's
have
compatible.
insurance?
We
Or it
also
doesn't
have
get
cash
covered.
pay.
Okay.
Yep. We also have cash pay. So there's a lot of varieties, and ways to go about it. And I know that. So I'm in recovery myself, and I at the time had run the gamut and had gone through every job I could possibly go through, and family member money and stuff. But I was able to have family help pay for my treatment. So I was fortunate. So there's lots of avenues, in different ways. But what I love is that I get to walk them through that whole process, and I hold their hand until they get to the clinical side of things.
Yep.
And any kind of resources, whether that be detox, and different things that we don't have necessarily, but I have the availability to help walk them through all of that.
So if they don't have any idea where to begin, can they just call in and start here?
Please. Yes.
And get resources and find out if this is for them or if they need something else.
Exactly.
It's a good resource.
Yep.
So what should they expect? How does the process work? If they decide I need a little bit of help, or I need to check out whether I need help, where does it start and where does it end? Like, how quick does this happen?
Sure. So of course, like I say, the phone call is the admissions team. We generally will direct them to our website to put in their insurance information. It's the insurance verification form.
What is your website?
Oh, heavens, brickhouserecovery.com.
Perfect. That's easy.
Easy enough.
And there's just an insurance verification tab. Once they do that, I will call them back, or someone on the team will call them back, discuss what that looks like, and
Could they start
get their
there
history.
if the phone call is, if they're a little worried about? Okay, good,
absolutely.
Great.
I can do all of that for them. And so we just, like I say, there's an initial screening process. So that is just kind of a snapshot into what's been going on, what led them up to this point, their history, their usage, and what that looks like. And then from there, if they are a fit, if they feel like Brickhouse is a fit, then we schedule them for a 90-minute assessment with someone on our clinical team.
Can that all happen in one day, or how long does that seem to take?
Close to a week. I mean, it can
to a
be
week.
less than, for sure, but to be transparent, I want to say, sometimes it can be a week.
Gotcha.
But basically from start to finish can be a week. And we keep them engaged the whole entire time. We have things each day that are support calls and different videos and things like that we keep them engaged in the process, so they are not just flailing from the phone call to the start date.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what different kinds of treatments are there, or what will they expect in that idea of once the treatment begins? How does that look?
Yeah. So our program is a faith-based program. We're one of the only faith-based programs in the state of Idaho. And so we don't teach them a faith. We don't ascribe to any sort of religion or specific spiritual beliefs, but what we do is we teach them how to walk through the 12 steps. And, step 2 says that we came to believe a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. So we help our clients walk through that journey of who is that greater, higher power to them? What does that look like? So we're walking them through that. That's part of what we teach in our groups. We teach them how to get involved in the community, to go to AA or NA meetings in the community, to establish a recovery support group with the sponsor and with other people who have experienced things similar to them.
Is this offer AA here? Is
No.
that something they just get a resource that's an additional thing too?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So we teach them kind of the behind the scenes. This is what working the 12 steps looks like. And then we ask them to go to the community meetings so that they're not going to be in treatment with us forever. And we want to make sure that by the time they leave, they have a really solid support system and recovery program that they can continue lifelong.
That's awesome. When they come in and they're looking at treatment, what is that like? Is it group therapies? Is it individual? How does that look?
Both. So our highest level of care is called partial hospitalization. It's a terrible name because it's nothing to do with the hospital, but we'll just go with that.
Completely misleading, but that is the word.
Completely misleading, but that's what it's called.
Yes.
So it's actually 6 hours a day, 5 days a week of intensive treatment
Here at this
facility. So they're in groups, in our group rooms. We have 2-hour blocks of groups where we focus on topics from relapse prevention, codependency and boundaries, reestablishing trust, teaching them how to cope with triggers that come up, how to deal with life on life's terms.
Yeah.
So we're teaching them skills, we're practicing skills in the moment all day. They have an individual counselor that they see at least once a week where they're working on some of those underlying issues. They have a recovery coach that they're meeting with weekly that can help connect them to resources in the community, help them find the meetings, help them look for jobs, whatever it is that they need to kind of put their life back to a place that works for them.
So thinking of that, what about the families of someone who is working through this? Is there something here that helps that, or is that you just get resources? How does that work?
Yeah,
Because I know a lot of times that is as much of an effect as...
Absolutely.
Yes, and we actually offer a family program as well.
Oh, wow.
So once a week we have a group for the family members that the clients do not go to. It's the family members, the loved ones of the person who is in our program, where they come and they learn about addiction as a disease. They learn about what they can do to help themselves get healthy, to support their loved one as they go through the process as well.
What if you got someone, a loved one, who isn't in a program, but you're struggling with that? Like being in a relationship, a spouse or a child or whatever, of a person who probably needs help but isn't maybe ready to get it, or those things.
Sure.
Is there resources for them?
There are. So we actually have Jason Coombs, the founder and CEO of Brickhouse Recovery, wrote a book. The book is called Unhooked. We can show it to you in just a moment, but it's addressed completely to family members and loved ones of an addicted person. So he talks in there about how loved ones can help walk through that process, how they can support, how they can care for themselves, even if the addicted loved one isn't ready to get help yet. He also offers a weekly coaching call on a Zoom link where he walks loved ones through this process of how to set boundaries, how to love and support, sometimes from a distance. And so that is live every Thursday, but then also goes up on a YouTube channel. So anybody can access those resources at any time.
That's cool. I'll see if I can look that up and put a link in our little
Perfect.
post
Oh,
in that.
wonderful.
Yep.
Yeah, so, very nice.
And this is the book. It's called Unhooked. It's available on Amazon, Audible, all the resources. And it really does a fabulous job of just helping walk through that process of what that can look like.
That's awesome.
Well, and for me, getting sober, I got sober in Utah in a place similar to this, and they offered family group. And so even for me at my age, my parents attended a family group, and watching their relationship with themselves as well as with me and my siblings was amazing. The healing that happens in those rooms is
That's awesome.
It's just as important for those family members.
Yeah. I mean, when you love someone, that seems like that it really does trickle to every part of this. So
There's a lot of pain.
When they come in here, what is this? What have we got in here? How does this structure work? When they come in, where are they going, or is there someone that helps them, or how does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of the front end work, as Tami was saying, happens on the phone.
Okay.
They go on our website, they call the number, they'll get Tami or Jeff or one of our admissions workers that walks them through the process. So by the time they actually come to this building, they're ready to start the program. They've helped them on the back end with everything else. They've walked them through the whole process. So on their first day, they would show up here. They'd come to our building. This is, the kind of waiting area out here. All around this circle are offices of our counselors and our recovery coaches, and then the group rooms where the groups happen as well. So on their first day, they would come in, they meet with their recovery coach, the very first thing, who sits down with them and walks them through the process. Okay, here's what to expect. Here's the agreements that we're asking you to make. Some people call them rules. We really like to call them agreements because they're agreeing to do these things to participate in the program. So, remaining off of substances, showing up on time, respecting their peers, basic things like that. So we go through all of that with them, kind of give them a rundown of what the day and the week will look like. So they meet with them for the first couple hours of their first day, and then they go into group with their peers. Well, they will start the process right then.
How long does it usually take? How long is the program? Is it dependent on the person, or is there kind of structure to that?
Yep.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, on an average, it's 6 months. I mean, it definitely depends on how you're progressing and between you and the clinical team and, the assignments and those kinds of things and how much more in depth you need. But on an average, I always tell people it's about 6 months. Is that correct?
Yeah, the first part of the program, the partial hospitalization, is where we really focus on stabilizing. So it's, I'm brand new sober, I need to learn some skills, I need to get back to living life on life's terms. That's where the groups, the 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, that part usually lasts about 4 to 5 weeks.
Gotcha.
So just that really heavy dose up front. We also have a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner that sees all of our clients in that stage to help diagnose any maybe co-occurring disorders or underlying things that may be going on, to bring medications on board to help stabilize if that's something that the client wants. So really just kind of wrapping around them intensely in that first 4 or 5 weeks. And then there's a step down that happens where they drop down to coming to group only about 9 hours a week.
Gotcha.
So that's when, okay, going back to work and going back to living my life while still having the supportive treatment for the next 4 or 5 months.
So that was my next question is, how do you do that and work?
Yeah, a lot of the people who start in the intensive program, they do like FMLA or they're off work for the first 4 or 5 weeks. We do, however, offer a daytime and an evening program. So some people do work, in the morning and then come to group in the afternoon, or vice versa.
Gotcha.
Come to group during the day and work in the evenings.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So in the end, what am I missing? What have I not asked that we need to make sure we talk about? Anything I missed?
I think we got it.
Oh, I
we
have
have
one.
fun.
Oh, we have fun. Smiling. How much does it cost?
Oh, Tami.
So our program from start to finish cash price is $15,000.
Got it.
Yeah, and we break it up and we can do payment plans.
I would say if
I never want that to, obviously we're a business, but we never want that to be a hindrance to treatment. And
So there's going to be if they want to do it,
help.
there's a way to figure it out.
We will figure it out. So please don't not make a phone call because of that.
Right.
There are lots of ways.
Absolutely.
Because that's sometimes what people think is, I can't afford that kind of a program. I've got to.
We figure out ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
And one other thing we forgot to mention is at the end of our program, if a client, goes through the entire program, completes all their milestones, graduates successfully, we have a big graduation ceremony at the end to celebrate them and their hard work, then they become eligible for what we call our lifetime agreement. So if somebody completes their program and then there's benchmarks that we ask them to follow once they leave here, attending 12-step meetings in the community, meeting with the sponsor, offering service to the community monthly, some basic, lifestyle, healthy recovery things. If at any time they struggle down the road and need to come back for a tune-up, if there's a relapse, they get to come back to our program at no cost to them.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
It is. This is a lifelong struggle.
Yes.
That people, that is really cool. Really cool. Well, you guys, this is an amazing place.
Thank you.
Very, very cool. How many people can you service?
Yeah, that's a great question. We like to have groups of about 10 to 12 people at a time to keep it small enough that people have a chance to share and learn from one another and feel supported. But we have several groups running at the same time. So we have a pretty good size capacity where we can serve. Very rarely do we ever have to cap off the amount of people that can come into the program.
Does it run the gamut? Do you have 18 all the way up? Is it, are the groups age related or is it everybody together?
It's everybody together for the most part. Sometimes we break off into gender specific if there's issues that women want to address separately or that men want to address separately. But yeah, we have from 18 all the way up.
Very diverse, for sure.
Yeah, it's a beautiful process where they get to learn from each other.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. Ladies, this is amazing. Thank you for sharing this with us. And we really appreciate it. What I'm really needs to these are things you don't talk about all the time. And, but it needs to be the knowing that there's a resource available and where do they go and how does that work? So awesome.
Thank
really
you.
Cool. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Cool service. All right, you guys, again, this is Brickhouse. I'm going to go this way. The cameraman says, no, you're not backing away. We got to all get in the shot together because he knows I wander off to the corners. So this is Brickhouse Recovery.
Yep.
Again, right here on the Greenbelt, a beautiful location, number one.
sure.
Right behind, I forget what this hotel is.
Best Western.
Best Western and Cupie. You've seen this building.
Yep.
Everyone has seen this building. In fact, one time it was for sale. And I'm like, man, that's a great location. Anyway, you know where this is. So give them a call. What was the phone number again?
Well, I only know mine that I give out, so I'm gonna have to give you
that's all
the
that
main
matters.
one.
208-522-6155.
Perfect. And we have a link to their Facebook page, which probably has all the information in there as well. Take a look. We're going to put a link to their website in here. The best thing is get information.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, please call.
Give it a call and start the process of finding out more. If you or a loved one needs help, this is a great opportunity to get that taken care of. So thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. All right. Well, this has been Jessica Carden with Murdoch Manwaring Company, your nosy neighbor, keeping you in the know.